Make sure...
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to the Rok Podcast.
All right, Rock Nation. We're back at it again.
What's up?
Wow, I don't even get to get through my...
What's up?
Rock Nation, we're back.
What up?
It's Friday. It's episode 15, and we got a double banger here today. We got James Hauser from Tri-City National Bank. He is the Assistant Vice President of Commercial Lending. And we also, special guest, impromptu. He was having a business meeting like right up the street, and he texted me and said, "Hey, what's up?" I said, "Come on in, join the crew." We got Dan LaSavage from Combat Corner here as well. So we all know we're going to have fun. Let's just do it, guys. James.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to say this right off the bat. When we talked to James about doing a podcast, James Hauser.
Yeah.
Commercial lending.
Boring. Who wants to listen to us?
We right away said, "Oh, okay, how are we going to do this, bro?" But the more I talked to James, the more I was like glued in on, being a small business owner, the things that he does and how he can help business owners. And part of the podcast mission is to help other businesses around the community, bring some awareness to the community. Whatever reach we can give them, we want to do it. And so the more I talked to James, the more I was intrigued. And so I'm going to reach out to our listeners and say, do not be fooled by our guest today. We're going to have fun. He likes sports. He's also a movie freak, which I know my brother and I are. Awesome. I don't know about you, Dan, but he's nodding his head that he is. I don't know if he has time to go to a movie, but he nodded his head that he enjoys the movie. So make sure Dan can be heard on that mic.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Nice. So anyways, James.
Yes, sir.
I do this with most of our guests. Tell the guests what you do, where you're from, give them a little pitch, let them know what we'll be talking about today, what we'll be covering from your end. We're also going to hang out and have fun, talk sports, but let them know what you can do for them.
Yeah, sure. Thanks again, guys, for having me on today.
Absolutely.
So, as Jeff said, I'm a commercial lender with Tri-City National Bank. That might be the first time in history anyone cheered for a banker on a podcast. I know most people don't care about banking, and if I heard a banker was going to be on a podcast, I might switch it off too. But I do know that people care about their communities, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I think they should care about Tri-City National Bank, because Tri-City National Bank cares about their community, and that's really what I want to focus on.
Bro, they've been around forever.
Absolutely. Well, forever, but since the 60s, yeah a long time.
Because I was born in the mid-'60s, and
Whoa.
I know...
Whoa.
Yeah. I'm back there.
Did we know?
I'm back.
Were you Tri-City's first customer?
Actually, our mother and father probably were.
Yeah.
There you go.
They have been there since I was a little kid. I know that.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember going to Tri-City grocery store, right? They
have them in grocery stores, yeah.
Do they still have them?
We still have them in some pick and saves, yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay, so go on. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Personally, within the bank, I focus on commercial lending, so all that means it's a fancy way of saying I make business loans to businesses. Okay?
All right, we're talking to the right guy, guys.
There you go.
Minus the 3, carry the 1.
And I need to buy gear from Combat Corner, so, Dan's going to be...
See you Monday.
We're going to try and stay away from math today if we can. That's not fun.
All right.
No, but the reason that I think Tri-City excels from a community-focused standpoint is that because they're so focused on lending to smaller type businesses, we're using funds from community members that bank with us to then lend that money to community businesses, right? So like any bank, they bring in deposits, and those deposits are used to make loans. But if you bank with one of the big boys, those loans are being made to larger businesses that aren't necessarily part of your community, right?
So what do you consider a small business, though?
Well, this may not sound small, but in the banking realm, we really target $15 million in revenue in sales for a business, and all the way down to a startup company.
Okay, so you go up to about $15 million.
Yeah, well, we can help businesses that are larger than that, but that's not really our bread and butter or who we're targeting. We're looking for more of the smaller community-sized businesses, and so you can know if you bank at Tri-City personally, that your money is going to be then lent back out into the community, because small businesses drive local economies, right? And we just want to be part of that success.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So someone like me, let's just say, let's use an example. I'm not saying this is the situation.
No, sure.
But let's say, because I've heard this with other business owners. They get involved, they get their business, they get really excited, and they realize they got a problem. They don't have enough working capital.
Yeah.
And that's pretty common, right?
It is. Most businesses that fail for one of two reasons. Either they didn't start up with enough capital, right? Or they don't understand how cash flow works, how cash comes in and out of their business. So, yeah, they start off what we say undercapitalized. You had, let's say, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 together, and you got excited. You're like, yes, we're going to start that business, and here we go. We got some cash. Let's get started. But if you really would have examined it, maybe you should have waited till you had 30 or 40, depending upon the industry.
But because they were so excited, they
just jumped in. Right?
And then they realized, oops, 6 months down the road, hell, I need money.
Yeah.
Now, let's say that happens, which happens a lot.
It does.
What do they do from that point? They come to you, obviously, and they go, hey, James, hey, help me out. We're in desperate times. What can you do for us?
Yeah, so we can't help everybody. I'll just say that right off the bat. There are certain parameters that we have to look at, and part of what I get paid to do is to manage risk for the bank, right?
Yeah. Part of what you get paid for is not to lose money.
Exactly, right? So you come in to the bank, I've got to determine how risky of a proposition it would be for the bank, essentially. Every deal has risk, but is it a manageable amount, right?
Right.
And so really what you could do in that situation is a bank is one avenue that you could come to. There's people that turn to family members or outside investors to inject capital into their business. You could do the credit card route. You could do coming in for traditional financing, or even a personal loan, which isn't always the best idea, but in some cases, if it's all you can do, there's all kinds of different avenues to get cash. But if they're coming to me, what's that?
Basically, you said a personal loan.
Yeah.
But aren't most business loans at this point to small businesses in general have a personal guarantee anyways?
They carry a
That's
personal.
a good question.
I've never seen. We're having an issue with that right now.
Sure.
I've never seen, even with a successful business, where they're not requiring a personal guarantee now, which makes it pretty much a business loan that's backed by you anyways.
Yeah, in a way, that's true. And when
Sorry to scrutinize. That's a serious
totally
question
fine.
I had.
Well, obviously, you've had experience dealing with banks because you know about the personal guarantee. And in the size businesses that we're dealing with, the $15 million and under, you're right. Most scenarios, we're always going to have a personal guarantee, and that's not just Tri-City, but pretty much every bank out there. Now, personal guarantee is only going to come into play if the business fails, right?
Right.
So if the business defaults, it can't pay, the business corporation dissolves, all the personal guarantee means is that loan doesn't go away and die with the business. It would just converts to you personally at that point.
Right. And for a small business, the value of being an LLC, and then if you have trouble is being protected yourself, that kind of negates that. And then what I feel is a little difficult is when a big bank, or a bank, you're not a big bank, but a big bank comes and they do a $100 million business, let's say, and they give them a loan with no personal guarantee.
Right.
And that goes out of business. They lose a ton of money, but yet you're not willing to take a risk on a small business.
Well, in some cases, you could say a smaller business can be a bigger risk than a larger business, even if they're borrowing $100 million, as you said, because they're a larger entity and there can be less risk there. So,
is that just because they have, I don't know how you would say it, more business worth? The value?
Yeah.
Because they're a bigger business?
Well, there's less risk of default if it's a larger business, right? If we've vetted them out and we've digged through the numbers and we've assess the risk, as I said before, there's less risk. Also, there's more collateral a lot of times. And part of what we were discussing before that a bank would look at is what we call the in my case, 4 C's of commercial lending. And one of those C's is collateral, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of times in the smaller businesses, collateral may be harder to come by. And if there's not as much collateral, it can create a higher risk for loss for the bank. So that's one of the things that we look for when we assess.
What are the 4 C's, now that you brought that up?
Sure. So it's collateral, cash flow, credit, and character, right? And all those things mean cash flow is a fancy
We're screwed, guys. He said character.
I said cash flow.
We're so done.
1 out of 4 is not bad. We got 1 out of 4, we can work.
Well, do you interview us to get to that character part?
Yeah, some of it's an art, right?
I would have told everybody here at the gym to shake your hand as soon as you walked in.
Yeah.
We're done.
Sorry, go ahead.
I got a question. This is from a fan out there listening right now.
A fan?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
Dave. His name is Dave. He's from Kenosha. Mm-hmm. And he asks, I'll read it. Ask James what the standard down payment percentage down for a business loan for Tri-City, the creditor factors, etc.
Sure.
There are plenty of small businesses in Kenosha that would be curious.
Yeah, that's a great question, and hopefully this doesn't seem like a cop-out, but it really depends on the program that we use, right? If we used, there's SBA programs out there we can utilize, and the down payment could be as little
for those
as,
that don't know, Small Business Administration Loan, right?
Okay. It's a government entity that helps smaller businesses get approved, right?
Right.
In some cases, using those programs, the down payment can be as little as 10%, right? If we're doing something conventionally, it could be 20 or 30%. It depends on, let's say we're doing a building or a piece of real estate, right? It depends on the building. It depends on the value of the collateral. It depends on the business itself. It depends on net worth, how, in some cases, is it a client that we've worked with before? How comfortable are we with them? So as a general rule of thumb, you want to say at least 20 or 25 usually if we're not using the SBA. But we can get it down as little as 10. In some cases, if there's an abundance of collateral, let's say you own a few buildings, right, that you want to use, you may not actually have anything down, but we always want you to have some kind of skin in the game, right?
Absolutely.
If you structure it in a way where you don't have to put anything down or into it, it makes it easier for you to walk away from it because you've put nothing out there. So even if in a case of an abundance of collateral, a lot of times we'll require something from the business owner in an act of good faith.
So let's say we came to you, The Rock, and said we want a $50,000 loan, and we have about $20,000 in equipment as collateral. Actually, more. It's probably $45,000 just eyeballing right here at some of the weights and all that.
Yeah.
And is that enough collateral right there, or are you asking for cash as a down payment plus collateral? How does all that work?
Well, there's all kinds of things we could use, right? We'd probably need more collateral in that scenario that you just painted, but it can be a free and clear vehicle. It could be a second on a home if there's value or equity in one of your houses. It could be any number of things besides just the equipment. It could be accounts receivable if you have AR, right, that you have clients you're waiting on funds from. It can be inventory if you're that type of business. Not in your case.
Right.
There's all kinds of different ways.
So you say you would need more in collateral. Is there like a ratio?
Yeah, well, there is, but it's not hard and fast where we say this is the ratio for everybody, right?
Right.
It depends on what type of equipment it is, what the collateral is, and usually we'll discount it a little bit from a risk standpoint. So let's say you had $100,000 in equipment. We might not give you full credit for that $100,000.
Exactly.
We might give you 60% credit of that and say that's enough collateral for $60,000, even though, as you say, it might be worth $100 in sale value.
Right.
A question on that, as far as the value of collateral, are you basing that on the cost of the actual product, or would you base that on the actual retail price? So 40% off retail, or You know, being a manufacturer, we hold a lot of product and we have cost, but then we also have retail value.
Yeah, we usually, again, just because we like to be conservative, we'll usually go more on a cost basis, and it'll be based on what's on your balance sheet as far as the value of the assets. And then we also take into account any depreciation that you may have, depending upon what it is. Some things don't depreciate at all, but
there are a lot of variables then.
So it's hard to say if, something that fits an answer that's going to fit every business, because we really look at each business individually,
case by case,
which is a good thing.
Right.
And I think in Tri-City, what I love about them, I spent 10 years at one of those big banks, so I can speak kind of about both worlds.
Boo.
It might take 3-4 weeks.
He was bailed out. I don't know how long ago was that.
2007, 2008.
Was that 2008? Yeah, that's right. It was.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Anyways, go ahead.
No, that's okay. It might take 3-4 weeks to be able to give you an answer on anything, but with Tri-City, we have a loan committee that meets every single week at the headquarters in Oak Creek, made up of our top-level executives. The CEO often sits in, so we have local people making decisions. We're not sending it off to an underwriting center in Houston or New York. And we can get you an answer usually by the next Thursday, whenever the next loan committee is. So we judge everything by a case-by-case basis. I can make the presentation to a board of human beings,
right.
and not a computer that I send it into, and then we can make the decision that way.
Yeah. I know you have a question, Dan. Go ahead.
I do. I'm sorry to keep butting in.
No, we love it. We love it.
That's good.
Now, with me, I'm looking for more of a line of credit, let's say, than, say, a loan. I'm not looking for it right now, but say, per se.
Sure.
So what's the difference between a loan and a line of credit, and what's the different criteria to get a loan or a line of credit for the same value, let's say? Let's keep the number the same at $50K.
Sure. Well, $50,000 line of credit is going to be a little bit more flexible, okay, in this repayment, and it really just comes down to what you need it for. If you want to finance ongoing costs as part of, like you say, maybe you have a seasonal spike in inventory during certain parts of the year, around Christmas or something, or if you've got accounts receivable you're waiting for, a line of credit allows you the flexibility to use that money before it comes in, with the idea that when it does come in, after you sell all your Christmas inventory or your AR comes in, that you can then pay that line down. But in the interim, let's say it takes 6 months until that money comes, you can just make interest-only payments during that 6 months, and that's usually pretty small, right? So it gives you that flexibility, and then once you pay it off, you can use it again. It's not gone, right?
Oh, okay.
A loan, I'm giving you that lump sum of $50,000. There it is in your account, and you're making monthly principal and interest payments for 5 years or whatever the term that you set is. And as you pay it off, it's gone, and that's it.
So if I were to come in and say, I need this for working capital, would you advise business loan, line of credit?
Yeah, I would advise a line of credit. A fixed term note is really to buy fixed assets. Like you want to buy equipment, you want to buy a building, a car, those types of things. You get a loan. Working capital to have access to as you need it. Maybe you want to be able to take advantage of sales if you buy in bulk from distributors. That's a line of credit that you're going to want to use.
I gotcha. Oh, this is all very interesting. That that was a great question.
No one's asleep yet, so that's good. It's exciting stuff.
Well, any of the gym owners that are out there should be listening to this stuff, though. Any business owners in general. So,
I agree.
But everyone else, they're probably snoring.
Yeah.
No, it's. I think it's real important just to not only here you are just for your business, but the community.
Yeah,
I would never, if I was in a position to where I needed that cash and I couldn't get it, and I had to close the doors. That would suck for the community.
Yeah,
because I know there's a lot of people that find this as a very positive place to go.
Right.
Not only for themselves but for their kids, and to have to shut the door and let them go look somewhere else that may be 20 miles away versus 3 miles.
Right.
It would be unfortunate. So, and plus I believe in our product that much. But anyways, let's get to the news, Mike. I know you got something. Let's give James a break.
Hey. Hey, there is this thing going around where athletes are taking a knee at the national anthem.
Oh no, not
All right.
Let's
But
not whore this news out.
I know, but it is being.
It is.
Yeah,
It is being WHORE'd out.
yeah.
But where I was getting at was there was a female soccer player for a female
Isn't it an American team?
an American
Yeah.
team, and the owner was disgusted by his teammate wanting to take a knee. So he had the national anthem played before the athletes came out onto the field.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Didn't give him a chance to
Didn't
kneel down.
Didn't give her a chance to take a knee.
Well,
I thought that was freaking awesome.
did you hear Seattle? The whole team is supposed to be.
They're supposed no, not take a knee.
Sit.
Oh, they're sitting.
They're going to sit. The whole team.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
They said the whole team was going
yeah.
to sit.
The Seahawks.
I heard that they were going to do something special since it was September 11th.
Oh.
They were going to do.
Hope
I
didn't get
saw
that wrong.
sit.
Oh,
Yeah, you're gonna. We need to check on that
all right, because
Russell Wilson
that's two
said he
different
wouldn't be a
things.
part of that.
right,
And
and
I
I thought most of the team wasn't going to be a part of that. And I thought they were going to do something special.
They
for,
made the announcement they will only do it as a team. This was not about individuals. That's why they said, as a team, we will sit. And the fact that it's on 9/11,
Yeah, shame on them.
right up the keister.
All right, they may protest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think maybe if it's the whole team's not on board, then maybe they won't do it. But they're trying.
I was told that
Yeah.
from my ESPN colleagues that they were going to,
According to a source. it's,
according to source, we're going to keep nameless. My understanding, they were going to do something special because it was 9/11, 15-year anniversary.
Yeah, they're going to
so.
do something special. They're going to sit down, take a knee or whatever,
Uh,
and stick it where the sun don't shine.
I don't know. Yesterday, Brandon Marshall of the Denver Broncos took a knee. He was the only one on both teams. I have him on my fantasy football league. Guess what? He's not on my fantasy football league anymore.
Did you cut him?
Yeah, I
You did?
Yeah.
Well, I
nice.
guess
I'm going to pick him up.
they,
It's all about business, baby.
the ex-Bear, Brandon Marshall, got lit up on Twitter for the protests. It wasn't even the right Brandon
right.
Marshall.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's right. There's a defensive player.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The defensive Brandon Marshall
Yeah.
Oh,
is the one that took
I thought
the
you were
knee.
talking about the Jets,
No,
Brandon
but
Marshall.
he
No.
took the flack for it online.
Yeah, because he
funny.
has the personality
Yes,
to
he
do
does.
that,
He sure does.
and so the defensive player lit up the offensive player. That's actually pretty good. Were they playing each other?
No.
Okay,
No.
No,
that
Brandon
would've been
Marshall on the Jets was just sitting at home on his couch doing
Can you
nothing
imagine?
and getting killed.
and this guy, he's publicly said that he went for psychological counseling. I think in
Yeah.
the past.
Yeah.
So can
and
you
he's
imagine?
the more popular Brandon Marshall too.
Yeah,
you
he's
know.
probably back in counseling again after that Twitter light up.
Yeah, I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I'll tell you, September 11th, for the games to be on September 11th, it's the 15-year anniversary. I mean, that's just...
That's a little dangerous.
And
too.
it's the month of salute to service and
Right.
all that. Okay, anyways, that was my little spiel.
I'm
on
excited
the
for
taking
football
the
to be
knee.
back, though.
Oh, I am too.
Oh.
The
I
game last
have-
night was
It
great.
was fantastic.
Yeah.
Who won?
Denver did.
Not
21
Carolina.
to 20.
Did they crush Cam Newton? That's all I care
He
about.
took like 4 huge shots.
Oh,
to the
he
head.
did?
Yes, he did.
They
To
were
the
knocking
head?
him. Oh yeah.
And they
And no
didn't.
flags.
They weren't calling.
You know why? Because
was
of his
phenomenal.
little tantrum last year.
I bet.
Did he
It was
criticize the refs in
great.
the Super Bowl?
Criticized everyone.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
that's
their
why they
mothers.
let him have it. Good.
Yeah.
I left being a fan of Cam. I was never a big fan, but that guy's got talent.
Sure.
Oh, for sure, man. He's
But
huge too.
he lost me in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, dude.
yeah.
You finally got here, and you're going to have a little crabby fit on the
Right.
field. That fumble was the big thing for me.
Well,
I was like, where's your heart, bro?
right.
And
Where's
then he
your heart?
pouted at the press conference.
Yes.
Answered like
That
one
was-
question and left.
Yeah.
Yes,
that was-
that's right.
That
oh,
just-
yeah.
That took the took the cake right there.
He was fine with the spotlight being on him when he was winning.
Right. Good point.
Right?
He got MVP, you know, and he got it the week before the Super Bowl. That's when they give the awards out, I think, right? So, you know, he's riding high, and then the better defense just collapsed on him.
And that's usually how it works.
And the better quarterback won on the other end.
Yeah. Well, you know, this year, and listeners, I don't know if they know, I'm not a Packer fan.
Ugh.
You know, I'm not a Packer fan. I haven't been a Packer fan
wait till you hear
since.
this.
Yeah, I haven't been a Packer fan since Ted Thompson and McCarthy got to the Packers. I'm not a big fan of theirs.
That's what made you switch off the Packers?
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird.
Why?
Because
just
he was
I've never heard
diehard Brett Favre.
No, I'm diehard Brett Favre
Well, how
fan.
can you not like Brett Favre?
Exactly.
Right.
He's the
I don't really like Aaron. Okay, I don't like him at all. I think he's quietly arrogant. I really do. And when he threw some of the players under the bus, he lost me for good. I remember Jermichael Finley. I think there was a big debacle with him and Finley where he got all over Finley's ass. But it wasn't even a slow process of me not liking him. It was fast. I was like, this guy, everybody like, oh, Aaron, this, that, and the other. He's great. He's a great quarterback for sure. No doubt. Probably one of the best quarterbacks.
James, we just had our fantasy football draft.
Okay.
No, I'm getting to that.
Did he draft Brett Favre?
All right.
No. I
not
should
gonna
have
work
done
out
that.
well.
I should have done But no, listen, here. Before the draft, I said, I'm deciding whether or not to return to the Packer roots. Now, all the true Packer fans are probably like, you know, F you, get out of here. You didn't ride them during that whole time, whatever.
Yeah.
That was T squared and M squared. I didn't like them. I still don't like the way McCarthy coaches. I think he's vanilla. He's very vanilla.
He is white.
Do you have something against winning championships, or what don't you
They
like?
won one. They should have won more than one.
They should have.
Four.
There's no doubt about it.
I'll
Dude,
give you 1 year. The year, 2 years ago when they blew the
Seattle game.
That,
oh my God.
they should have won that year.
Yeah.
But, I mean, otherwise.
But how vanilla was his coaching during the last 5 minutes of that game?
I'll tell you what, though.
Him and everybody else. They all fell apart.
Bigger than McCarthy is Thompson, because Thompson needs to go out and get some free agents.
Dude, what did they just do with Josh Sitton?
He has to. He has to pick up some quality veterans.
Yeah.
You know, the only veteran that he's picked up that I can say is relevant is Julius Peppers. Who else?
Well, we'll see Jared Cook this year.
Oh, Jared
right?
Cook. That's right.
Yeah.
That
But we
was a
don't know
good
yet.
pickup.
But we don't know yet.
I think he'll be solid.
I think he will be. I think when
But
Ted,
you know what? We need to go deeper than that.
when Ted does dip his toe in the free agency, he does well. Charles Woodson, Ryan Pickett, Peppers, and we'll see about Jared Cook. He doesn't like to do that very often.
But
Why?
Ron Wolf was the master at picking up free agents, and he picked
You know
up,
what? He should have picked up more free agents for Favre. If he would have had a wide receiving crew that like Aaron Rodgers has right now, or
but you know
has
what?
had.
You know what? I think Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre both have a syndrome of making their receivers great. They were they're both awesome quarterbacks.
Billy Schrader.
Yeah, Billy Schrader.
Yeah, he was like, what wasn't he an All-Pro?
Because he
season.
played with Favre,
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
Aaron
and then
Rodgers
and
has
then they
had
all
good
leave,
receivers.
and they suck at their teams that they go to.
Javon Walker.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Right. Antonio Freeman. He
He
left.
was solid, though.
I know, but he left.
What did
yeah, but he left at the twilight of his career. He was done.
well, what did Greg Jennings do?
Greg
in
Jennings.
Minnesota?
Yep.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Absolute
I
zeros.
still don't like Aaron. Anyways, I am going to. I'm officially going to announce that this hurts.
I'm afraid of what he's going to say.
I'm officially going to cheer for. Yeah, I think I had a dream, and my dream is then I'm going to cheer for the Packers as long as Aaron Rodgers is not the quarterback.
Well, then you got to wait till like 2025.
Right.
Until
No, I have to cheer for him this year, almost by default, because I picked up Eddie Lacy and Jordy Nelson.
there you go.
See?
How can you not cheer for them?
Right.
And who does
And
your,
my girlfriend,
your-
has, of course, Aaron Rodgers as quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to cheer for them.
You do.
So if I have to cheer for them, I have to embrace it.
And if
So
Eddie can lay off the cheeseburgers, he'll be good for you.
does
this
he
year.
look good?
To me, he looks the same.
he
Like
looks
physically.
better, I think.
Oh,
I think
he does?
He looks better. Like he's running a little faster. He's hitting a little harder.
Yeah.
I think he's more motivated. But visually, I didn't see a big difference. I mean, he looked
Did
like
you,
he was
Mike?
still the same.
I
fat
haven't
old
watched
Eddie.
I don't know.
any
I think in
football.
the preseason games he's running a little harder.
Yeah.
Spinning a little
But he looks
faster.
the same weight.
Because he doesn't look much thinner.
Damn it!
Right.
I wouldn't have drafted him.
But they
I thought
said
he was lighter.
They said he didn't lose a lot of weight. They said he toned up,
Yeah.
was working on his quickness and all that stuff.
Now's the year to have him. It's a contract year for him.
Oh, it
so
is?
He's,
Well,
you
Oh,
should,
okay.
you
He
should
run his
know
butt
this. He was at the Rock doing his speed of sport training.
Oh yeah, just the other day.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
So-
Eddie, I hope you didn't hear that.
So Eddie Lacy, if you fail us,
Yeah, he's coming in for more training.
yeah, right.
He'll see Nick. See Nick.
no one's a bigger Eddie fan than me. And the guy has the same diet I do, and he plays in the NFL. It's pretty great.
I know, right? I wish I had that too.
All right, let me ask you this, because it's my fantasy team, and I'm being selfish right now.
Sure.
What do you guys think of Jordy Nelson this year? Did he have an ACL?
He had
Yes.
an ACL.
So what do you think of him this year? I know it's iffy.
Well, last night, here's an example. Last night, Kelvin Benjamin, same thing, came
Oh, he
back
looked
from
good,
a big
didn't he?
ACL, and he looked pretty good. Now,
Yeah, he
not
did.
that one player is the same as another player,
Right.
but you kind of don't know.
Jordy was
And
a
Kelvin
monster.
Benjamin got hit. Did you
Yeah.
see that? Where I thought he tore his ACL again.
That was a second catch, and
Yeah.
right in the back of the legs.
Yeah, he
Oh,
got
is that
hit
in the end
back
zone?
in the same leg too.
Yeah.
Was that the one in the end zone?
No,
No, that was
Oh,
right
okay.
after.
Yeah,
I think it was
but-
mental. He got off the field, and I think he was
so,
like
too.
a little shaken.
Yeah,
But you know what?
Yeah.
After that kind of hit, it'll probably free him up mentally, too.
Yeah.
All
He's
right,
gonna
I've
be
taken a tough
man.
hit.
He's a big dude. Too.
Yeah, he is.
He's a big guy.
I saw the
Yes, he-
touchdown pass, and he took up the end zone when
Yeah.
he had that slant,
Yeah.
and he just laid the leather right in there.
Yeah. Some of these guys are like freaks of nature.
Are you in fantasy football, Jay?
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Oh, yeah, means like 2-3 leagues? Or
More than 3.
Holy, are you serious?
Yeah.
How do you keep track?
Well,
I thought
I mean, I shouldn't say
Tri-City
how
was
do you
open
keep
on
track.
Sundays.
what's that?
I thought Tri-City was open on Sundays.
Well, yes, they are, but I'm not open on Sundays.
How many total?
5 total leagues.
Oh,
You have 5? Okay, now
Yep.
fantasy football.
you're in that position of where you're cheering and not cheering on the same day.
It gets to that point
Yeah.
where, like last night, I had C.J. Anderson, who had a huge game,
Yes, he
going
did.
for me, and
I did
also
too.
on a team going against me. So,
Remember I was talking about that?
Yeah.
but everybody has their leagues that are more important than the other leagues.
Right, right.
So,
Guess who else has C.J. Anderson?
Lou,
No, look right across from you.
Jeff
I
has
don't
it.
have CJ.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
Did you have him
do?
on the bench?
Yeah, you had him on the bench though.
Oh.
25
Are you serious?
Points.
I have CJ?
25 points.
Pretty
last
sure
night.
you do.
No, I don't think I drafted
Yeah.
him because of what he did to me last year.
No,
Yeah.
that's why I was surprised you picked him up.
No, I'm going to look right now.
All
damn
right.
it.
Yeah.
I don't think I have CJ.
No,
What
but
the
in
hell?
my most important league, I'm the 2-time defending champion.
Whoa. So we come to you for advice.
Well, if I'd pump the brakes on that
All right.
a little bit.
He's our
the
what did they
almighty.
call that in 300? The Oracle. He's the Oracle of our fantasy.
And what?
I don't know. I don't.
What movie?
300.
That Oracle
Oh.
was a little weird in 300.
That was a great movie.
Yeah, I'd stay away from those oracles.
Yeah.
But
What about the Oracle
I
and
was
the
like,
Matrix?
Wasn't
Why is
the
he taking
Oracle
advice
hot,
from
though?
this thing?
Wasn't the Oracle in 300 pretty hot?
Well,
It was a she, right?
she wasn't the
subjective.
Oracle. I thought the old ugly guys were the oracles.
Were they?
Yeah. They're the ones that...
Yeah.
you had to go
I must
to.
be thinking of a different movie.
No, you're thinking of the right movie. She was floating around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one with the
300.
loincloths and the spray-painted six-pack abs on the guys.
That was in 300, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good. What's the name of our fantasy league?
Is Jeff really a Packers fan?
That's what the name of our league is.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Question mark, question mark, question mark.
I'm talking about the site.
My fantasy league.
Why did we choose that?
Do you guys have
the greatest
solid
league
team
in
names?
the world?
Who's got the good team names?
We haven't done team names yet. I just
yours?
Well, I'm a big Back to the Future fan.
He's
It's my
stuttering.
favorite movie, right?
He's stuttering.
So my favorite team name I have is 1.21 JJ Watts.
nice. I like that.
Wait, what does that mean? 1.21.
Well, in Back to the
1.21
Future.
gigawatts is
Right.
from Back to the Future.
So it's
Remember
1.21
Doc
watts.
Brown said there had to be 1.21 gigawatts
Right.
of whatever
That's
to,
pretty cool.
and go 88 miles an hour. And
Because my other one was too long. It wouldn't fit. My other one was Watt Me Whip, now Watt Me JJ. And that one didn't fit. So
You got to help me with my team name. I actually like your style.
thanks.
that's good. Do you play defensive players in your fantasy
We
league?
don't have defensive
Okay.
players. No.
All right.
Have you ever done an auction draft?
I've done auction drafts. Sure.
Do you like those?
Yeah, I think they're okay.
This is my first year in an auction draft.
It's like the regular fantasy is the gateway drug to doing those other ones.
Right,
It's
right.
like
So
The step
we're
up.
like on heroin right now when we do auction.
At least.
At least
it's
Okay.
you got to have a certain level of hardcore fantasy mentality to take those steps up.
Then why
makes
am
it
I
fun.
in this league?
Well,
don't know.
because
You're taking advantage.
You made me commissioner.
I prefer like the standard. In the end, that's still the best.
I like that because of the lottery.
Right.
The whole build up to the lottery.
That's why I don't like it.
why
Because
somebody gets lucky and
see what we do is we do a rookie draft. So your placing still counts next year.
oh, okay.
So, for example, if you're last place, you get the number one pick in the rookie draft of all the rookies coming out. So
Yeah.
you got that running back from LSU, Fournette.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably going to be the number one pick. He's going to be a solid running back. For example, this year in my other league, Ezekiel Elliott went number one.
So it's a keeper league.
It's a keeper league.
Yeah.
You get to keep up to 10 guys, plus you get your rookie draft picks. I like it because it's more of a general manager style.
yeah.
And it's nice because if you picked a guy, maybe you were a year early on them, and then they flame out, but the next year somebody else gets them and they pop off. It
Right.
can be annoying, right?
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
did the work and figured
Right.
it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean when you did the work?
Well,
We're not really managers.
Sure
no,
we
but
are.
a lot of guys going into their drafts will do a lot of research trying to uncover sleepers.
Oh,
right?
yes.
Sleepers.
Yes.
Who's
Yeah.
the guy that's going to be good that no one knows is going to be good?
Right.
And then you figure it out, but maybe it's really their second year that they take off.
Right.
But somebody else is already on to them by that point.
Yeah.
Who do you have as a sleeper this year?
Derrick Henry, I think, is going to unseat DeMarco Murray in Tennessee and be the main running back.
I'm
out
going to
there.
pick up Derrick Henry.
And Spencer Ware.
My girlfriend has DeMarco Murray.
Hey, well,
I better have her pick up Derrick Henry on the flip side.
that's what if you've
I
seen
think
him
he
in the
got picked up
preseason,
already.
he's like a grown man playing with children. He's just running through everybody.
I better get on that. Sheena, if you're listening. Oh, I can't say names. Girlfriend, if you're listening.
He's not going to start right away. I think
No,
Murray's
but we
still
can
the
have
starter,
him.
But
We only get to keep
Yeah.
like 99 players on our roster, so
Yeah, we have a 26-man roster.
there you go.
holy smokes.
And I think Will Fuller, wide receiver, rookie out of Notre Dame, is going to have a big year in Houston.
He's in Houston? So who's the quarterback out in Houston?
Osweiler.
Osweiler. Osweiler.
I mean, every pass can't go to Hopkins, right?
You know, I feel pretty confident in this league, though.
Hopefully, though, because I have him.
Okay. Well, I had him last year. He was awesome.
Yeah.
Who is that?
DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, yeah.
He'll get his, but he can't get everything. So
Yeah,
Right.
Mike
Well, I
has
hope so.
him. Mike has him and 3 other wide receivers. He spent all of his money on them, and then the next 22 players, he spent $1 each
Nice.
because he had no latitude.
I
So you
did.
got the
I
three
have.
best
I got
receivers.
Julio Jones.
Okay.
I got DeAndre Hopkins. I have Amari Cooper,
Oh.
Golden Tate, and who am I missing?
And then you have like the Bengals' fourth string running back as your running
Yeah.
back.
He has
Actually, I
nobody.
have Jamal Charles
Really?
and Latavius Murray.
I'd look out for his team.
where'd you find
What
this?
No, Jamal's on his way out.
Well, yeah, I'm starting Spencer Ware this week because Jamal's not back yet.
Oh, he's
Oh.
not. Well,
No,
sucks for me.
he's
I guess
out.
I am going to lose.
He's not going to play.
I love it.
Why?
He hasn't come back from his injury yet.
Yeah, he's got an ACL from last year, and he's out
Hey,
for the
bro.
next 3 years.
I'll trade you Jamal Charles for. You got Jordy Nelson.
As your banker, I have to advise against that, Jeff.
I'm going to lose money big time. I got my guy here.
I'll make
protecting
you an
him.
offer you can't refuse.
All right, talk to my financial lawyer.
His football agent.
So, okay, you're in 5 leagues.
Yeah.
How in the no, seriously, because I was in
Yeah.
2 1 year, and I'm like rooting against myself and cheering for myself at the same time. How
Yeah.
do you like have a tiered system?
I do.
You do. I figured so.
You have to prioritize certain leagues over other ones,
love this.
right?
You are like a madman.
Straight
You've got
fantasy gangster.
That's right.
Lay it out for him.
You've got your league that I'm the commissioner of. That's got to be number one, right?
Right.
And then there's my family league, and I just want to crush all those fools. So that's the one league I've never been able to win. I don't know why. It's starting to make me angry. But after that, then there's the work. Maybe the guys do a free league on Yahoo or something, and then the other friends in California started one, and they, I just can't say no. People send me the invite, and I go, sure.
Yeah.
It's
So
too
you
much
just
fun.
is it all leagues? They cost you something, or some are
No,
free?
most of them are free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're good then.
Most of them
yeah,
are free.
you're good. The one you commission costs you money.
That one's free.
Oh, it is.
I run that one for free. The only one I have that we pay into is the one with my cousins, my family one, which is why it makes me so angry that I can never
You're
win.
winning all the freebies.
Exactly.
And losing the ones with the money.
Yeah.
I think you need to up that banking experience to win that money.
There you
It doesn't
go.
seem to translate over. I don't know.
You should run a fantasy league with the CEOs of Tri-City.
Ooh.
Yes.
Put some skin in the game.
Yeah, put some skin in the
Yeah,
game.
but I wouldn't be able to trash talk, right? Because you can't really trash talk your bosses.
But that's
Sure you
That's
can.
half the fun of
That's
fantasy
no,
football.
that's the only time you can trash talk them.
right.
Well,
That is.
Sunday,
get a pass, yeah?
Football
I gotcha.
Sundays.
You get a weekend pass, a hall pass.
I don't want to upset the hierarchy. You know what I They're good guys.
Yeah, you know what? Think about it. If he does trash talk with them, they'll get so pissed off they'll fire his ass
Yeah.
just for winning fantasy football.
Right.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not
Well,
good. I
at
don't
least
want
he
that.
would win, but he would just have to put in his resignation.
Right. I'll try and pay my bills with my fantasy winnings.
That's
and we'll
what
see
you
how
would
that,
have to do.
how far
they're,
that
all
gets me.
free, they're all free leagues. Honey, but I won in
but I'm-
fantasy football.
But I'm the 3-time champion. Yeah.
All right. Hey, let's give a shout out to our sponsors. Do it. You got your list over there, Mike?
Yeah, I sure do. It's
All
right here.
I'll chime in with you.
Okay. We want to give a shout out to Route 20 Outhouse and their fantastic food.
Oh man, bro, yesterday was a blast at Route 20.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody caught our Route 20 mobile broadcast. We were out at Route 20 broadcasting, and they set up the stage. They gave us room to do a jiu-jitsu demonstration with Juma and Dave
Yeah,
from
it was
Veneration. That was just a blast. And then the guys from the Battle of the Badges came up. They were on with us. We even pulled a couple people out of the audience to be on the broadcast, and I thought that was just a blast.
Yeah, very cool.
Thanks to Route 20. We're actually going to be doing more work with them, so
Yeah, and this weekend they have a couple bands coming in.
that's right.
Saturday is Aaron Jones.
Aren't
and
you
the
going
Way.
to that?
I am going to
Did
that.
you get a special invite to Aaron?
I got the VIP seating.
Yeah. Who gave you that invite? No, I'm just did Steve do this? Did Steve invite you?
I was invited by members of...
Members or member?
Well...
I think we took a picture. Lou, did we take a picture?
Eddie's.
No, I thought we took a picture of you and another member talking. So I don't know if
that's what it was. We were talking about Aaron Jones and the way being at Route 20 tomorrow night. Aaron Jones, fantastic. I heard some of his music.
How did you hear some of his music? Did you go home and do homework or what? No, I wasn't sure if he wants to, like, if it... Uh-oh, there's like, what's going on? Things are breaking down for our Mike here. He's turning like 50 Shades of Red. What is it, 50 Shades of Gray? 50 Shades of Red?
All right, we want to give a shout-out to...
This is what you call a 10-8 round right now. This is a 10-8 round.
10-7.
I'm killing him.
He's almost dead.
Juma's rib is hurting from laughing. Lou's got all kinds of crazy crap playing in the background. He's dead. He's dead. Anyways, let's be real serious.
All right,
okay.
Serious.
Aaron Jones.
So we have Aaron Jones on the way coming up.
No, that's on Saturday, right?
Saturday.
I still want to know.
Oh, you still?
Yes.
Well, why don't you ask Mike? Ask Mike.
What do you
How?
want to ask me?
Who invited you?
Yeah.
Who? How did you find out about it?
He can't even talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, James, just so you know, if you're a guest on here more often, this is sort of what you're in store for.
Oh, perfect.
Because during the football season, we'll be busting your nuts, too.
Right.
My ribs hurts. I cannot
Yeah, Juma broke his rib the other day training, so every time he makes a mean comment to me, I'm going to punch him in the rib.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, right?
That's a love punch.
So, okay, Aaron Jones is going to be at Route 20 on Saturday. Who's with him? I can't remember.
Nobody. There is an opening gig, isn't there?
Yeah, I can't remember. Darn it, I wish we would have. If anybody from Route 20 is listening, chime in, let us know. Who's with Aaron? Was it Wayland?
No, that's tonight.
That's tonight.
Yes.
Is Steve still here?
No. Wayland.
I don't know. I saw Steve here.
I think he's in the bathroom.
Oh, okay. He's in the bathroom. He's changing. He was jiu-jitsuing.
Steve!
Yeah, he was. Okay, so we'll get back to the logistics of Route 20. Let's talk about Andre Galvão.
Andre Galvão?
Yeah. Do you know who he is?
9 times world champion.
9-time world champion. Doing
DCC.
a seminar here.
ADCC?
Yes.
When? When he's coming to the gym?
October 1st and 2nd.
I didn't know about it.
Yes, bro.
Oh, my God.
Are you going to be here?
Where I can sign up?
The Rok website.
I'll do right
TheRockAPC.com.
What's the deal?
All right. 1 day, $130.
What?
Yeah. 9-time world champion.
What?
And then if you want to be here both days, it's $190 for both days.
Oh, my God. I'm going right now.
All right.
That's a good deal.
And that's a 3-hour seminar each day.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you'll be Saturday will be no gi?
Saturday is gi only.
Okay.
Sunday is no gi. That's a good question.
Okay.
So we're splitting
guys.
up the seminar. Saturday is gi only for those of you that love wearing the gi. And then the no gi on Sunday. And so he'll be here at 11 on Saturday. So from 11 to 2. And then on Sunday from 10 to 1. He has to get back into San Diego. So we made it an hour earlier on Sunday.
So if you have that opportunity, guys, don't miss.
This guy's one
Go
of the
straight
best in
to
the
the
world.
RokAPC.com and make your registration. Don't wait for tomorrow.
Right now.
I will be here. And you, Lou.
Right now. Let's go.
Yes, we'll be here. And James is going to be here, too.
So, sorry, guys, I'm late. But I want to say something about the bank, the Tri-City National Bank.
Oh, yeah. Bring it back around to the bank. Cool.
When I arrived at the gym today, and then I saw the guys put the logo on TV. I feel like, what Tri-City National Bank on the TV? And then Lou and Jeff say, no, James will come today to talk about with us in the podcast. So I have my bank account at Tri-City National Bank for 3 years since I moved to Wisconsin. Guys, the bank is awesome.
They're open like every day, aren't they?
Every day, never close. I have my bank account. I have my checking account over there. I have a credit card from National Bank. I love it. Inside
I got one question though. Is there any money in that bank account?
Bro, ask him a different question. I have the account. Don't ask if I have money.
I need a loan, bro. That's why I got him here.
Well, he's got at least 190 for the thing in October.
Okay.
Right, there you go.
Okay, sounds good. I just want congrats, James. The bank it's awesome. Buddy.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Thank you,
it.
brother.
I love it.
Thank you.
to
Steve's
hear.
here from Route 20. Let's ask him. We were talking about Aaron Jones.
Jump on there, Steve.
That's Saturday, right?
Yeah, that's Saturday. Well, they can't.
What's on tonight? What's tonight's band?
Is it something in philosophy? Phoenix philosophy?
Well, there's 3 bands. So,
oh, jeez.
Wayland.
Hang on, he's getting dressed right now.
Yeah, now I can tell.
He just took the microphone right out of my hand.
They can see that on TV, knucklehead.
Whoa! Now he's physically assaulting me.
They're living out a dream right now.
You should take jiu-jitsu.
I am jiu-jitsu.
No, you know what, Mike? You should talk to Dan. Dan will train you in the world of MMA. Then maybe you'll have a chance against Steve.
I'm fast. I can run. That's what I do. I just run.
That's the best technique. Run the other way.
All right, come on, guys.
Sorry.
What's going on at
Tonight.
Route 20
Route 20, Wayland,
tonight?
the Phoenix Philosophy, and Denoma.
Denoma's a local band, right?
Local band.
Yeah, and they got a pretty big following.
Yeah, they're really good.
Okay.
Phoenix Philosophy is out of Minneapolis, and they're amazing as well.
Okay.
Cool band.
And then Wayland, this is all rock tonight.
I'll rock.
Yeah, we
'Cause
know
it-
how to rock at the rock.
That's the only reason we were talking about it, because it's
rock.
rock.
Okay. And then
Hey, you remember how I look at you, stupid? Like,
Bring it, brother. I'm still gonna roll with you. I'm waiting till this little ding in my shoulder gets better.
I don't want to wait.
Okay,
I
then
just got
tomorrow.
tapped out like 8 times in a row by those guys. I mean, I'm good.
Which girl? What did you say?
Yeah.
So tomorrow is Aaron.
Aaron.
I heard Mike got a special invite to Aaron. Did you invite him?
I know that must have been Nikki.
Who?
Nikki?
Oh, okay. Now that's the one we had. Yeah. Okay. I don't. Why did she invite you and not me?
Do you have music? Do you have music from the Love Connection?
The love.
That's a mystery.
I hope she's not listening.
Oh, who invited you now?
Is there anything you want to say to her if she's listening?
Thanks for the invite.
That's it.
Anyways, okay.
That's your game?
That's his
That's all you
game.
got?
He's been on IR for a while.
Get over this music. All right. Well, I'd like to say I want to thank my brother for being there in my time of need. I want to thank Steve for inviting us to Route 20 and introducing me to that fantastic bacon.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else, but you said bacon. We're busting him up.
What do you want me to say?
We're at a 10-7 round right now. He's getting
10-7.
laid out.
Prioritizing it.
Shoot, I've been knocked out. I can't see straight right now.
All right, so tomorrow is Aaron. Who are they with?
Matt Meyer and the Smooth Riders.
Oh, okay. I don't really.
Matt's
I thought
local.
there was a different name.
Well, no, it's Aaron Jones and The Way.
And The Way,
is
that's
one,
right.
That's all one band.
Okay, and then the opener is this.
Matt Meyer and
Matt
the Smooth
Meyer.
Riders.
Okay, very good. All right, now that we got that out of the way, we talked about our sponsors, Galvo. Let's wrap it around to James here. James.
Yes, sir.
3-time world champion. No,
Not yet.
you're 2-time world
Soon to
champion.
be 3-time. Yeah.
And we lost Dan too. Dan is conversing with our jiu-jitsu.
What's up, guys?
Yep, he's still here. All right, good.
I'm pretty sure these are soaking wet now because
Dan's
Sorry.
going to put them on.
Give him to Dan now.
He's got jiu-jitsu
Do you have any
beads on his head.
sanitizer?
Anyways, James,
Yes, sir.
let's go back to the commercial lending.
Yeah.
You got to have some interesting. It's pretty interesting stories that come
Sure.
up as far as people wanting money for their venture. Now,
yeah.
I'm not poking fun at them because obviously it's a passion that they have.
Right.
But in the banking world, you guys have had to run across some weird,
Sure.
probably some weird ideas
Oh, definitely.
as far as making money.
No, we've definitely seen everything from people, trying to scam us to get money.
Scam you?
Oh, sure.
How do they scam you?
Okay, well, in my previous bank, this isn't when I was with Tri-City.
This is when you were at the big boys.
With the big boy. We would do merchant services, okay? That just means credit card processing,
Yep.
okay? We'd set people up with machines. And so we would go out to meet with them, to talk before we sign them up. And part of what we have to do is a drive-by or an in-person visit to make sure that there's...
Drive-by.
Yeah, a drive-by.
right.
You didn't
say
think that was...
Gangsta.
We told
part
him
of
he was a
banking, right?
gangster.
Yeah. To make sure that there's really a business there. So the address I was given for one, we pulled up, and it was basically a guy had set up a daycare, he said, in his garage. Really all he had was just a carpet that he had put down with like 2 dirty children's toys in his garage that was full of tools, and I mean it was
So
clearly
this
not a
is his
daycare.
It
business.
sounds super creepy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How much does he ask for?
Well, he was just trying to get card processing.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I don't know why he wanted to accept credit cards or from who, but
Well, he probably was
Yeah.
running other inventory out of his garage.
Did you report him to the police?
we did.
You did report him?
Well, a suspicious, what we called a suspicious activity report, yeah. Wherever those go, off into the universe somewhere.
You were telling me about the one, wasn't there
Yeah, I forgot. Thank you. The one we talked about, I had a guy come in, again, not at Tri-City, asking for a loan. He was starting a business that was going to go around to children's birthday parties, okay? And his bit is that he was a snake charmer, and he wanted a loan to start a snake charming business. He needed to buy a snake. No, I'm not kidding. And he needed to buy a flute and a basket.
So he didn't own any of this? He had no
No,
experience?
he had none of that himself.
How much?
He's like, I'm doubling down on the snake charming business.
How
I feel
much
like it's
did he
gonna
ask
pop.
for?
10,000.
Come on.
Yeah, no. Snakes?
Did he have a
Cobras,
medical bill or something he had to pay off?
back taxes or something.
Psycho-
Yeah. He had something.
No, they didn't give him the.
No. That was a hard pass.
That's what I wanted to ask next.
The bank turned it down and you pulled it out of pocket and gave it to him. Right?
I personally felt like, what a money-making opportunity. So I financed his
that
whole
way, too.
operation.
We don't stand a chance for a loan.
Sure we do. We just got to apply for snakes.
Yeah, I suppose.
Well, do you think you're below the snake charming guy? I don't think that's the case. I think it's the other way. You guys are in better position.
What any other interesting ones? Something that you were telling me about the one where the lady got upset.
We've had now I've been in banking for 14 years, so we've seen all kinds. People coming in, screaming, ranting, raving. I mean, anytime you're dealing with money, people get emotional.
Oh yeah.
We had a customer.
We do that at cards every
Yeah.
week.
There you go. We had I don't have any Tri-City stories. Maybe this is a good thing because Tri-City's been pretty. All the customers have been great. Nice.
They give loans to everybody.
I mean, we've just never had any problems, at least when I've been here. I'm sure some other Tri-City employees could probably tell you some stories, but all of mine are from my former employer. But we had a lady come in who was trying to get money out of her investment account, and she wasn't able to do it, and she proceeded to tear the branch to pieces. Pulled the Christmas...
The branch? You mean the building?
The building, like throwing things, pulling the Christmas tree down on itself, throwing coffee pots that were, just went totally bananas.
Going to work one day and you're ducking and weaving from a coffee mug.
Yeah.
Do you have the video footage of this?
Not personally, no. No, I don't, unfortunately.
Yeah, they do. They
I'm
show
sure
it
it's
every
somewhere
Christmas.
in the archives.
From like 40 angles.
They're all learning ducking and weaving.
Yeah, most people can conduct themselves with some level of decency and professionalism, but every once in a while you get one that's just having a bad day.
All right, so let's get to the real business.
Sure.
What? How do they contact you?
Yeah.
What's your info if anybody's out there
Yeah.
wanting to go into that path of a loan, line of credit,
Sure.
whatever you can do for them to help them out?
No, I'm sure there's plenty of businesses that need financing or have a cash shortfall where there's something that they want to do or buy or accomplish, but they just don't have the cash to do it. That's where I come in. So if you're in that boat, you're looking to acquire new equipment, you're looking to acquire a building or refinance commercial debt that you already have, I can be reached at 262-554-5812. Again, that's 262-554-5812.
And that's Gangster James. Ask for Gangster James.
What do you roll with when you're doing these drive-bys? You got like AKs, Tech 9s?
In my Hyundai Sonata, that's what
That's the best type of whip to do this with.
He's got a bag of money. That's what he's rolling with.
That's how hardcore I am. I roll by in my blue Sonata. It's very intimidating. And then let me give out my email, too. It's my email is j.hauser, Hauser, at TCNB, stands for TriCityNationalBank.com.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's a great thing. If you have a few minutes, we can sit down and meet. I won't waste your time. If it's something that doesn't look like it's going to go, I'll shoot straight.
You let them know.
I'll let them know pretty much right away.
Good,
And
good.
we like to string people along, but it's worth at least a meeting to talk about.
Right. Very
Sure.
good. Everyone hear that? 262-554-5812. Call Gangster James.
I don't know how I got that name.
Fantasy gangster.
Yeah, that's right. We gave him the fantasy gangster. And then j.hauser, Hauser, at tcmb.com.
Yeah. Now
All right,
people are
guys.
going to be calling me for fantasy advice.
Yeah, we will be.
Yeah.
Your email is going to blow up every Sunday or Saturday night,
That's
Monday.
a perfect use of company time. I'm sure my bosses will love to hear that that's what's happening.
All right, everyone check James's email now at work.
Jeez.
All right, guess what's coming? Do you follow UFC? Boxing?
I follow the big fights.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Rousey fan, so every time she fought, I would always follow. But yeah, like McGregor fights, those guys.
Well, most men are Rousey fans.
I'm not really a Rousey fan.
No?
No,
Oh,
I'm
come
not.
on, you bunch of UFC
Bro,
hardcore.
I'm serious.
I'm a
All right, I'm not
casual
going to say
fan.
I'm an expert. By any means, I'm not an expert.
Not
sure.
an expert. I'm
But when
just
a-
saying a man.
I was waiting for a striker. To come in and kick her ass.
Well, that's what happened.
Okay, yeah,
Exactly.
that is what
Right.
happened.
Yeah.
She's
I
a
think she
boxer.
was. I don't want to say overrated because she was dominant with what she has. But and again, I'm one of those. What do they call those quarterbacks?
Armchair
quarterback. Right.
Oh, I would have done this.
I've never fought in the MMA or whatever. Gangsta. Damn it.
Gangster quarterback.
I'm one of those armchair quarterbacks. But I was just waiting for a striker to come in
Right.
that knew how to box or was a kickboxing champion.
Oh, yeah.
And she lit her up. But
She
then
got
at
her.
the same time, she got her ass kicked the next fight
Holly,
by
yeah.
who beat Holly? Who was it
Misha
that beat
Tate,
Holly
right?
home?
Wasn't it Misha Tate?
Was it Misha Tate?
Yeah, Misha Tate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So I know more
then
about
she
the
got beat
women's
right away.
MMA than I do about
And she got beat again.
It's just flipping titles.
That's what it seems like. It's just going back
until
and
Ronda
forth.
comes back, if she comes back. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, but they got her number now, man.
Right.
I think so.
I think a lot of champs like her, where they were so dominant, and her mental game isn't the strongest when she's not dominant.
Sure.
I don't think she's going to be champ again, personally.
The book's out on her, so to speak.
Well, if they match her up with the right person who happens to be holding up holding the title at that time, I think she has a shot. But I really don't put her back in that category right away again.
Do you think, let's see, Misha lost. Who's the champion?
What's her name?
Nunez?
Nunez, right?
Yeah.
And
If
then,
Nunez fought Rousey now, who would you have?
At this point, Nunez, just because of the knowledge of how to beat Ronda,
Yeah.
So and who's the Russian girl that she fought Nunez before, but now like she's good, and she won the third round, and in a 5-round fight, I think she would have won that fight.
Yeah. I forgot her name.
Sorry, I don't know those names very well either.
Anyways, we got a fight this weekend.
Nice.
And who is that? Alistair? Alistair is fighting. Is he fighting Stipe?
Yeah, world title, heavyweight championship.
I like Stipe. Who do you like, Dan?
I'm going to go with him too.
Yeah. Yeah,
I just made that decision, but I'm going to go with him.
I just made that decision. Why are you going with him?
I don't think Alistair is going to ever win the title, personally. I think he's changed as a fighter. He's more strategical now, that's for sure, since they took him off the horse meat. But, when he was a giant, I think he was so cocky that he thought he was indestructible, and his chin just isn't.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think Stipe wants to keep the title. He's not a fighter that was happy just winning it.
Now, isn't Stipe from Cleveland?
Yeah,
so he's fighting in his hometown.
Yeah, he's fighting in his hometown. He's from Strong Style. They're actually one of our accounts. We just did some custom shorts and gloves for them.
Nice.
But it's a nice gym, and he's been there, I think, his whole career. He seems, by his name, you would think he is a foreigner, but he's actually American.
Right. Yeah. He, I forget who he fought. Was it Arlovsky? Did he fight Arlovsky?
I don't know.
But he was like a robot to me. I mean, just his striking just was like head and shoulders above everyone else. Do you look at him as a pretty damn good striker?
I haven't really watched a ton of his fights, to tell you the truth. Not that I don't not that I dislike heavyweight fights, but I don't focus on the heavyweight division too much, to tell you the truth, until their title fights, which he's in now. I did see the Verdum fight, and I thought Verdum was, I don't know what the hell he was doing, chasing him around like that. But
with his hands down.
Yeah, I mean, he was just throwing wild, like running at him, and just pretty much knocked himself out, running into his fist.
Yeah, it seemed very amateur.
It really did. I mean, to get knocked out running into someone's fist as a world champion.
And especially a striker.
Because, obviously Stipe placed it there and did throw the punch, but it was kind of already out there. It wasn't like he threw it at his head there. His arm was out, and he ran into it.
That sounds like a comedy bit. That happened in a professional fight.
Actually, that fight was a comedy bit, because I could not believe what I saw. Verdum, I mean, that guy, he's money too. He's good. Yeah. I know his jiu-jitsu is world class.
Yeah. On paper now, like in this fight, Overeem has way more experience, should be the better striker. He was K1 World Grand Prix champion and stuff. So if Verdum, I might recant on that. If if Overeem comes in and fights smart, protects himself, he could very well win this fight. But I'll stick with my pick of Stipe, but I'm always wrong, so, whatever.
Oh, great. So we should bet on Alistair. I'm not a big fan of Alistair, although when that guy, like you said, when he was driving the PEDs, holy smokes, that guy was a monster.
He's dropped at least like 35 to 40 pounds of muscle has come off his body. Wow. It's insane.
Have you ever seen Alistair? Yeah. Over? Oh, my God. It was probably, 2-3 years ago. He could have been a bodybuilder.
Wow.
I mean, weighing 265, shredded.
His physique out-physiqued Brock Lesnar's physique at the time. Yeah. Now, that was when Lesnar was coming off, stuff it looked like, because he was all saggy.
Right.
So I'd like to see both of them juiced to the gills go at it.
Oh, I love when Lesnar fights.
I love it.
I hate Lesnar.
Well,
I'm not a Lesnar
it's like when he
fan
fights,
either.
because it's like a circus act comes to town, It's fun.
Well, it just doesn't seem like Lesnar. I don't know. It's almost like he makes a mockery of the UFC.
Well, you got another wrestler coming in, CM Punk. He fights tomorrow.
Does he?
That's right. He's a local now out of Rufus.
That's correct.
And who does he fight?
Gall.
Who is this guy? Is he
Mickey Gall?
Do you know who?
Good.
Do you know about him, Dan?
Yeah, I do know about him.
How is he?
He's a 2-0 fighter. He's fought once in the UFC. His first pro fight was in, I believe he's from it was in New Jersey area, and he's a 2-0 amateur. Not a ton of experience. Dana White has that show on Fight Pass called Looking for a Fight.
Yeah, that's right.
And they discovered him on his first fight, so they must have had some knowledge of this kid. They held him on the sidelines for, they did have him fight in the UFC, obviously, but they held him on the sidelines to fight CM Punk even after CM Punk's injury. So there must be a reason they want this matchup. CM Punk's been training for a couple years now up here at Rufus Sport, and I believe, honing his skills. Who knows where he's really at? I'm not in there day in and day out to see his level, but he wears all of our products, so I definitely want him to win.
You're cheering for him.
I'm
cheering
guy.
for CM Punk, and I look forward to anyone that comes out of our local area to win always. On a local or on a national level. Locally, we're going to have guys that might be represented by us and some that aren't, so we're going to pick one. But on the national level,
you want them all.
National or international level, if you're local, why wouldn't we back you?
Exactly. Yeah, that'll be interesting, seeing a guy transition like Lesnar did from the wrestling world.
I don't think he's going to pull off a go-to-sleep in the MMA fight. Probably not, right?
This is a big difference between Brock Lesnar and this guy, though. I mean, basically Brock Lesnar comes from being a D1 national champion wrestler, and CM Punk has really no experience in the fight game, period.
Wow.
So if he's able to pull it off at, not only his age, but, this late in the game, all props to him, man.
How old is he?
I think he's around 40.
Oh, man.
So you got to give someone some respect like that. A lot of people hate on him because he got this opportunity that he doesn't deserve, but he does because the fight game's about money, so he did deserve it. But, like people complain that he didn't earn getting into a premier organization, and maybe he didn't, but this is his chance to
by their standards,
prove that.
They're saying by their standards he didn't earn it, but we really don't know the circle, the inner circle.
Well, basically the fight game's about money, right?
Right. That's
so
what I'm
if
saying.
they're going to draw in more fans and people to watch this than they would without him, then he's valuable.
Right.
But I think with a loss, it really is going to hurt that chance of, do I think he might fight again? Maybe. I don't know. But
how big of a
he's 37 years old, actually.
Yeah, he's 37. That's still, that's late in the game, like you said. But how big of a Rufus is already a big name. But how big of a push for Rufus if he takes CM Punk? CM Punk walks in there and does a great job for a guy with no experience.
I would say that'd have to be huge for Duke's already got the accolades and respect of the community, so I don't think this is going to make or break him. But this could only add to that if you build someone from scratch to come in and compete in the UFC.
Yeah.
Now, my opinion is neither of these guys really have the record to belong in the UFC, in my opinion, where I feel a guy should probably have at least 10-plus fights, but we've had world champions that have had less. Ronda Rousey was like 7-0.
Right.
Kane, I believe, was like 10-1 or something.
Yeah.
So, that whole idea of having all these fights, but I don't believe starting out in the UFC. I don't believe being 0-0 and starting in the UFC. I don't believe being 2-0. I see guys 2-1 entering. I just think there should be more experience there. But the UFC knows what they're doing. They make the matches they make, so all power to them.
Yeah, think about this, James. What did the UFC sell for? $4.2 billion?
A lot of dough.
Yeah. How do you like them numbers as a banker? $4.2 billion.
That's impressive.
What did they get the UFC for? Do you know?
$1 million.
Oh, my.
It's a pretty good return on investment there.
No kidding. Holy smokes.
The Yankees aren't even worth that much.
There was some stuff that went along with that purchase. To get a company for that and turn it into $4.2 billion, that's got to be one of the greatest success stories of this decade.
Right.
Yeah, when did they get UFC? Was it in the 90s?
I believe it was like the 01-ish times.
Oh, it was.
But maybe I'm wrong, but it was somewhere between 99 and 01, I would guess.
Right.
I remember watching UFC in the late 90s. That was kind of crazy then. You could only get it on pay-per-view, but
that's right.
That's when they had a big tournament where they'd fight multiple times in the same night. Or
there was no time limit.
No time limit.
You just wait until they died.
The
only guy I remember vividly from that tournament was Tank Abbott.
That's who everybody remembers. Any average Joe that I run into
That's
immediately
me.
brings up Tank Abbott.
I
they're
love
like,
that guy.
what about Tank Abbott? He's the best. That's what someone told me last week, and I'm like, the guy's like 10 and 15.
Well,
You know why, though?
But back in the day, I mean,
He's an ordinary
no,
guy.
totally. Yeah.
He's one of us. He's an ordinary guy. He doesn't look like a fighter. He walks.
He
in
looks like a fighter. I don't know what you mean. He's
he looks like a
big-ass
truck
dude.
driver.
He
looks
does
like
look
a
like
biker.
He looks like a fighting truck driver.
There you go. Big old belly, beard. I mean, he was awesome.
well, they had guys like a sumo wrestler size fighting
Yes.
this tiny little guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember that.
And there was like no weight class. It didn't matter.
That's the guy that got kicked in the face and his tooth went out into the crowd.
Yeah. Well, you guys,
Which guy got kicked in the face?
That big sumo guy.
Oh yeah.
he
There-
scooped the
Against
guy up,
that
this little guy.
kickboxer or something.
That was UFC 1.
Was it?
Yeah, I think
he,
so.
All I remember is the fight lasted a very short amount of time. The big guy ran across, scooped him up against the cage, and the guy just like busted his nose. Like the big guy, the little guy busted the big guy's nose. He dropped him.
He dropped the big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won.
I think the most brutal one ever is Gary Goodridge holding the guy between his crucifix and elbow.
Oh, yeah.
And he was out on like the second elbow, and he landed like 12 more brutal elbows.
These were 12-6 elbows.
I don't know. He was laying on his back, so they were.
Oh, my
I don't know.
God.
12-6 isn't a rule anymore. Now you just can't hit in the mohawk or some shit.
Oh,
like
that's
that.
right. They did take away that. That's right.
Sorry for the
Those were the good old days.
Good days.
Didn't Pride have like pretty loose rules too? They let you soccer kick and everything.
Yeah, Pride was definitely had more
They did.
more rules than the early UFCs. Like you couldn't elbow in Pride.
Yeah.
Japan's real weird about that. They don't like elbows. They don't like cuts and bleeding and things like that. In
But
fact,
you could soccer kick the
yes,
guy in the head.
I love that. That's what I was saying when I first started. We had because Wisconsin wasn't regulated. Most of the rule sets you could fight that way. So you'd fight Valley Tudo rules. You could soccer kick people in the head. You could stomp them. You could do all that, knee to the head on the ground.
And you were in those type
I
of
love
fights.
that stuff.
Yeah,
That was you?
that's when he was fighting.
That's when he was fighting?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we need some good fight
Gangsta.
stories. Right. All right, what else is going on this weekend in sports? I know there's a big boxing match.
Oh, yeah. This is huge. We got Triple G, Gennady Golovkin, defending
Kell Brook.
all his belts against Kell Brook from England.
Is Kell Brook undefeated?
He's undefeated.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He's got 26 knockouts out of like 34 wins.
Oh, that's legit.
Yeah, it is very legit.
No?
He's a welterweight, so he's moving up 2 weight classes to fight Triple G. I don't like this fight. Do I think he's a great opponent? Or a great fighter? Great, yeah, but I don't think it's the best
Wrong
matchup they
move.
could have made.
He's going to make some dough, though.
Of course, that's why
Yeah.
he's taking this fight. And if he wins, it's all win for him. In
Right.
my opinion, Triple G wins. He's supposed to win.
Right,
You know?
right.
This is an active
This
fight for
is
him.
this is a warm up to Canelo.
Well, it'll testify. It'll be a testament to Triple G if he destroys them like he's done everybody else.
He's supposed to.
He's supposed to. He's a guy coming up in weight.
Yeah, but what we forget is that this is boxing. It's not
Still.
It's not video
How many-
games
right.
where
No, I
Triple
get
G's
that.
supposed to
Right.
win in the video game every time.
Right.
This is the real deal. I mean,
Well, look
real
at,
live human beings going at it. I mean, all the greats have gotten knocked out. Every single great has gotten knocked out. Who hasn't? You can't name one guy who hasn't
Not a
been
lot of
out.
guys have that power moving up 2 weight divisions.
That's a lot.
Not a lot of guys do, but you never know either. So
Even Canelo is smaller than Triple G. I sound like a Triple G hater right here, but even Canelo is underweight. He should fight Andre Ward. The Andre
Yeah,
Ward Triple G fight is the fight to
Fight,
make.
right. Yep.
And I think Andre Ward would beat Triple G personally, and that's why they avoid that.
up in weight then.
No, because basically Andre Ward has moved up in weight. He used to be a middleweight, so they
Right,
could meet.
because he's
They could
getting
meet.
older.
They could meet in the middle, and it would be the most even fight. And it would be a fight that would make Triple G's legacy for real if he won it, and
Yeah.
if he doesn't, then it makes Andre Ward's legacy.
Don't you
more
think
real.
that Triple G really hasn't fought anybody?
I agree.
Yeah. I mean,
No, I disagree. And the reason I disagree is because he has 22 straight knockouts.
yeah, but he really hasn't fought anybody.
Okay, that's what everyone said about
need some
Tyson.
Real names. We need real names. So
Yeah.
That's what everybody.
we need the super.
We got
fights.
real
He
names,
needs
but
the
everybody's
super fights.
ducking him now because he's got
He doesn't fight
22
Andre
straight
Ward, though.
knockouts.
He doesn't fight Andre Ward though.
Oh, I bet you he would.
They need
I
to
bet
make
you
that
Andre Ward wouldn't fight him.
I think we got a fight
Oh,
right here.
no.
Andre Ward
Let's
out
get busy.
I don't think so. I think Andre Ward would be too afraid of
He just
Triple
wants-
G's
He
speed.
just wants enough money. Triple G's speed.
Folks, they're
Triple
ready to
G-
go at
Triple G
it.
has power,
I'm
but
in
not
Dan's
outspeed
corner right now.
Andre Ward.
Dan,
But-
give him a right cross right now.
Well, he's going to soccer kick him.
He's a sucker for the left hook. Give it to him.
Just not in the mohawk.
I personally feel that Triple G is definitely the power puncher out of the two for sure.
Oh, yeah,
and he's
definitely.
got great footwork and all that stuff. But Andre Ward's speed, I think, he would outspeed him and possibly outclass him just by the number of touches. He would touch him more.
I
now
agree.
If Triple
I
G was
agree.
able to land something clean that hurt him possibly to the body, I think that's the way that fight would go his way. Do I think it's a great fight to make? Yes. I think that's the fight to make, but Andre Ward doesn't have a great following despite him being the best
You're
American
right.
boxer.
You're right.
now.
He took the 2 years off. That
He's a
hurt him
quandary.
big.
He really is.
He was bigger than what he is now 2 years ago, and because he took off for the last 2 years, I think that hurt him big. And now he's taking fights, but he's working his way up to fight Sergey Kovalev.
I like Kovalev.
That's what they're trying to match up now is Ward and Kovalev,
I like
and
Kovalev.
Triple G and Canelo.
All of those are still good fights. So
They
let's
are.
make those.
They
This
are.
fight this
Let's
week.
just
is not
get
so
one of those
impressive.
fights going. That's all.
You know
I
what,
wanna
though?
see.
I don't know if you guys agree with me here. It's Andre Ward seems boring as a
Probably why
fighter.
his fan base is small,
Yeah,
but that's
it-
because he's strategic and he lands and he wins.
He does.
Yeah, but he's still boring. Who is he like?
technically sound. I mean, he is a true boxer.
Yes,
he is
100%.
a true boxer. He's as good as they get at boxing.
Wasn't
He's
he in-
just not?
Wasn't
the
he in the
knockout
movie
artist.
with what's his name?
Yeah.
Rocky.
He was in Rocky.
Yeah, he
Seriously?
knocked somebody out in that fight. Let's do something for real.
Oh, in the new one, you mean?
I think they
Yeah.
said that the
Creed?
kid that played the role in Creed had to take a punch from Andre Ward or something like
Did
that.
he?
Yeah, I don't know if that was a rumor or if they just teased him with that or if they really did. But
He took a shot from which one's Andre Ward? Was that the guy that fought at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, he hit him for real. It's in the behind the scenes stuff.
Oh yeah, we got a movie buff right here. That's
He
right.
hit him for real because Stallone posted a video of it on his Instagram saying, "Hey, this Michael B. Jordan props. He took a shot for real. It was an accident. Wasn't supposed to happen. And he knocked him out. I mean, he hit him one time and he hit the ground in one punch.
So Andre Ward is what's his record?
Undefeated. I want to say probably in the 40s, maybe 40-0.
Okay, he's 41-0 with the movie.
Okay,
He
41-0.
knocked out Michael B. Jordan.
He knocked out Michael Jordan,
Michael
Michael
Jordan.
B.
yeah.
Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Air Jordan from the Chicago Bulls.
He
That would have
knocked
been
him
a
out.
very different movie if it had been Michael Jordan.
I don't know. I think Andre Ward is somewhat of a quandary as far as the guy's just
I think you're
supremely talented.
I think his draw power isn't
Yeah.
there, and that's why that fight really doesn't matter to pay-per-view sales. But in general, I think that would be the best fight to see who the best boxer in the world is, because middleweight champion fighters are the best fighters in boxing. Welterweight and middleweight; those are
Yeah.
the two best divisions in boxing. Same with in MMA, where you have 155
Yep.
and maybe 170. Those are the best divisions with the best athletes that have power, that have everything you'd want to see in a
Speed,
fighter.
right.
Yeah.
I actually would rather see Canelo and Kovalev. I'd be more entertained
It's
by
too
that.
big of a difference in weight.
Yeah, I still like it, though.
That's my guy.
All right.
Lomachenko.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lomachenko.
he's awesome.
What are we doing here? Giving a shout-out?
Shout out to Tri-City National Bank!
All right, James. You know what? We
up?
weren't dry today, were we? This wasn't dry material.
No,
I thought
think-
your information was really good, and
you.
actually, I'm going to be talking with you after the podcast, if you don't mind.
Sounds good.
I'd like to talk to you. We want to thank you for. Yeah, it's all about fantasy advice, right?
I gotcha.
So
I'm
who's the
gonna-
big fantasy standout this weekend?
This weekend,
Yeah.
Uh-oh, yeah, big sigh. Ooh, it's a lot of
The
thought.
fantasy gangster is...
Ezekiel Elliott.
Ooh.
He's a running back for Dallas, right?
Yes.
Who are they playing? Is it a Civ defense?
No, they're playing, I think...
Atlanta?
Someone in their division. I think it's Philly or Washington. Might be Washington. Or it might be New York.
It's definitely an NFL team that they're playing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You know who I'm starting at quarterback this week?
Sad that I don't remember.
Aaron.
No, that's my girlfriend.
Oh, that's right.
You know who I'm starting? I got Phillip Rivers.
Boo.
He's my backup.
I am starting Robert Griffin the third.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
You know why? Because if I lose to my girlfriend, well, she'll feel good. And if Robert Griffin has a really good week, I'm going to feel even better.
Good.
Yeah. And then I feel like a genius, like I made the right
And then
call.
you'll be sleeping on the couch.
It's a win-win.
Yeah, that's right. She'll be mad.
Yeah.
She'll be like, why didn't you just at least let me win this week, right?
Yeah.
I hope she's not listening.
She's listening.
All right. Well, anyways, James, I want to thank you for coming today.
No problem.
Thanks, James.
We want to have you back at least, if anything, let's talk fantasy football, bro.
Sounds good.
And Packers. I'm not a fan. Yeah, I am a fan. Damn it.
You got to remember.
Is Jeff really a Packers fan?
I-
Question mark, question mark, question mark.
If Aaron is knocked out, I will be a Packer fan. If Aaron gets knocked out.
Okay. Well, we don't want that. So you can continue
Who's
not
the
being a
backup?
Packer fan.
Brett Hundley.
I don't like Aaron.
Is it
Brett-
his face?
I think he's just. I think he's quietly arrogant. I
have to
really
be.
do. I just.
You know
think-
what? Michael Jordan was loudly arrogant,
Right.
and
Yeah,
he's the greatest
yeah.
of all time.
But
When you're better than
I don't
everyone,
know.
you kind of have to be.
you know
have
what?
to,
That's
right.
a
You have
good
to have
point.
that arrogant
Why do I like
attitude.
Michael and I don't like Aaron?
Exactly.
Because he's not Brett Favre. That's the
That's
worst
the-
thing about
that's
it.
it.
Oh,
I
stop.
think you're right.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Stop.
Because it was a bitter. It would have been like if Kobe Bryant took over for Jordan in Chicago.
You're
You
right.
would
I would
hate
yeah, I
Kobe.
don't like. Here's why I don't like Aaron. I'm going to give you guys the real reason.
Okay.
You know, when he makes a touchdown, when he throws a touchdown or he runs in for a touchdown, you ever see what he does?
The belt. You don't like the belt?
No, not the belt.
This one
He does a skip like he's a
goes like this.
like something's wrong with him.
What is
like
that?
he's like a little boy.
That is bad. That's
Do
bad.
something.
I gotta agree
okay.
with you. On
Do
that
something that's like manly or tough.
Well,
but he does this thing where he.
One. Yeah.
Championship belt is one of the best celebrations.
That was
in
a good
football.
one. I'll hand
That's
it
not
to you.
bad.
But
Yeah.
what is this skip thing? One year he threw a touchdown and he skipped and fell in the end zone over his own feet. I was like, dude, that's really bad.
All right, that's bad if that
Come on,
but
at least do the Jordan fist
Yeah,
bump
like
It's
or-
not
but
like
he
those
does
guys
the
that.
skippity doo dah. You know, this freaking.
Right, but at least it's not as bad.
Down the yellow brick road.
And you know what's even funnier? Dan's looking at us like, what the hell is going on?
He's pissed. He's pissed. He loves Aaron Rodgers. That's his boy. And he's so mad at us right now.
That's all right. I hated Aaron Rodgers forever because of Brett Favre. That's true. I felt they forced Favre out. But,
Oh, finally! I have a guy with me.
I
Yes,
thought
thank
they
you.
forced
Clearly.
Favre out. And I still would, even Favre, 2 years ago, I still would have taken over Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers did win a title, so whatever. But I don't think he'll never be a Favre. His stats will beat Favre's, but he'll never be Favre.
Right,
No.
right.
He's one of a kind.
So
I don't know if his stats will beat
Yes.
Favre.
Who's one of a kind?
got a
Aaron
bad-
Favre. Oh,
we
okay.
can
No,
talk
look.
about this all day, but if we need to get a loan, what do we need to do?
If you need to get a loan, you need to call me right now. Even in the middle of this podcast, I'll take the call.
What's the number?
262-554-5812.
Now you're
I'm also getting in the loan game.
There you go.
Hi, Vig. Come see me.
That's some like mafia gangster.
Yeah.
I was going to say, is that a corner hustler?
Our collection practices are going to be a lot different.
Good fellas.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Do we email you? Can we email
You can
any
email me, too.
questions?
Our producer's really pushing this along here.
At
I feel like I'm getting
at
chastised.
j.hauser@tcnb.com.
J. Hauser. Email, call, do it now.
Right,
Right
like
now?
literally
Is
right
there a
now.
website?
Right
Yeah.
this second.
Do it
Just
now.
call
Is
in.
there a website we can go to?
Well, the bank's website is tcnb.com.
tcnb.com.
They'll give you all the info on the bank there, too.
Do
Awesome.
they put your picture on there?
Not my picture. No.
You tell them
No, all right.
I'm not
All
that
right,
high up yet.
Lou, we're going to get going here. James, thanks for being a part of this.
Hey, I want to
today.
give a quick shout out real quick to my son who's out in basic training. He called during the podcast.
He did?
Yeah, and it's his only phone call he gets, so that's why I had to run out real quick.
Michael!
But he's at Alpha Company, 161st Infantry.
Attaboy.
And he's...
Where is he at?
under
Fort
his-
Jackson?
Fort Jackson, South Carolina. He's under his drill sergeant's tutelage.
Yeah,
Right.
thank you, Michael, for your service. We're proud of you, buddy. Keep it rolling.
America.
And I want to thank Dan. Dan the Savage from Combat Corner. If you guys need any gear for fighting, for shorts, for looking pretty, T-shirts, whatever. Speak up, Dan. Tell them what we can get from
Sell
you.
me, man. Sell me.
Yeah, we're going to just tell. You know what?
Really,
I do
really,
love that
really-
hat.
Really, what I care about is everyone who does jujitsu coming next weekend to compete at Combat
That's
Corner
right.
Grappling Championship, Volume 17.
Thank you. We're going to be there September 17th. We got fighters that are going to be there. I've been a part of that already, and it is a great experience. It's very affordable. What is it, $60, $70 to get in?
Actually, it's $70 through tomorrow night. So if you want to save $10, register online today or tomorrow. Otherwise, it goes up to $80.
Nice. Be a part of that, guys. Anybody in grappling, jiu-jitsu, Combat Corner, Grappling
And
Championship.
if you need that $70, call James. He'll give you a loan.
All right, guys, we want to thank you for listening. We're over and out, Rock Nation. We will see you or talk to you Tuesday. We have a special guest. Her name's Krista. And if you've ever heard about anything from Ayurveda, you're definitely going to want to station in. Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend.